Alright, hey there guys. This is a pretty interesting way that I put a Lightsworn deck together because I can actually switch this between pure Lightsworn and Twilight. So, there's not really much of a difference between the two builds, so, um, just whichever one you want to run, just go with that build. But, um, the Twilight version is based on the one that got me 52nd place at a regional out of 300, or over 300 actually. And it's a little bit different, but it still got me really far. One of the guys who was in the top tables was surprised I was doing so good. But yeah, so I do like the Twilight version because one, for whatever reason, is really consistent Twilight version. It's like I don't know why Twilight's usually not that very consistent, but this one was. It's got so many options. One of the better players at my locals, he runs scraps. He says that he just has so much trouble siding against me because I just got answers to everything he can do. So I've noticed that the biggest things that the Twilight version is weak to is Glad Beast. I just despise that deck. I hate fighting it. Glad Beast, Gravekeepers, obviously. X Sabers, I have a problem with. Frog Monarch, because they don't care about Chaos Sorcerer or any of that. It's just once they set up and they're dropping all these Monarchs everywhere, they don't care at all. So yeah, I have a problem with Frog Monarchs also. Um, I'm decent at fighting Plant Synchro. I just really hate Reborn Tengu. Um, but I've got enough resources to make them waste the Reborn Tengus. I haven't been doing much testing with Pure, but so far it's doing pretty good. It still gets the general strategy across. It's more defensive. Like the Twilight version is more of an offensive, and then Pure is more of a defensive. All right, so I'm gonna go into the philosophy I use with Pure this time is before with Pure I would always add extra Light Sworns to put speed into the deck. I decided this time I'm gonna keep the same core Light Sworn set that I use with Twilight and just put defensive cards instead. So far it's working really well. All right, so this is the Pure version. There's two Judgment Dragon, obviously. One Gores. Only one Celestia, because Celestia, she's a dead draw a lot, but she is really nice when she gets off. So one Celestia wouldn't go above one, though, in any build, really. One Arcus, I actually do like Arcus a lot in Pure, because he just says no to anything that targets, which I found out was actually quite a bit of cards this format. It's just he says you keep him in defense mode. 1800's kind of hard to run over. He's a name for a JD. He stops all targeting, and it's just he's so annoying. And it's just I probably wouldn't put him in any other variant. He's like maybe in Twilight he's not necessary though. So Arcus in Pure he's really good though. So one Arcus. That's something that I've been against the whole format, running Arcus this format with only one Honest. I've changed my mind about that. Arcus is actually pretty good still. Two Card Trooper. That's Milling Engine. Card Trooper should be run in any Lightsworn deck. One Garroth. One Glow Up Bulb. One Honest. Keep Honest and Pure, as always, because he's just dead everywhere else now since he's limited. One Jane. One Lumina. Two Lala. Necrogarbna. Blake Spreader Zombie. Two Racco. Two Wolf. That's the entire monster lineup. It's only 20 monsters, not really big, but that's okay. Lightsworn doesn't have to be that big with monsters anymore, in my opinion. Spells, one Book of Moon. Staple in any deck, in my opinion. One Charge the Light Brigade. One Dark Hole. One Foolish Burial. Giant Trinade. Monster Reborn. Two MST, also a staple in any deck this format in my opinion. Kind of different from last format where Lightsworn would never even touch MST. I think you should now, since with only Giant Trinade. no Cold Wave, no Heavy Storm. We need back row hate. 3 solar recharge. And that's the entire spell lineup. Not really big either. I think it's only 11 cards. Trap lineup is actually pretty large compared to what Lightsworn usually does, because Pure just has so many holes in it from the ban list that you can do so many different things. You can go anti-meta, you can go defensive, you can fill the deck with more Lightsworns, which is more inconsistent in my opinion. So I decided to fill it with more traps. So 9 traps in the deck, 2 beckoning light, obvious, 2 bottomless, since I don't have warning. If I had warning, I wouldn't be using bottomless probably. 2 deep prison, 1 mirror force, 1 solemn, and torrential tribute. That's the pure version. The Twilight version has 5 cards that 10 cards that you switch out. So if you want to do Twilight, you take the pure build and you take out torrential tribute, solemn, dimensional prisons, bottomless, beckoning. I guess you could take out mirror force and put something else in it. Mirror force is just my personal preference, so I keep it in as the only trap card in the deck. You also take out let's see here, Honest, because it's not good outside of Pure, and Arcus. So you take these 10 cards, you take them out if you want to go Twilight, and then the cards you put in are Dark-Armed Dragon. He's actually really easy to get out in the way I build Twilight. It's just getting 3 darks in the grave is actually really easy. So yeah, Dark-Armed Dragon, 1 Trag, 3 Chaos Sorcerer, which in my opinion is the reason to run Twilight, because he's an answer to so many things. 1 Gale, also an answer to so many things. DD Crow gets you a dark in the graveyard when you need it, stops an opponent's play. I actually lost at my locals yesterday because I misplayed and I had to discard a card, and I was stupid and I discarded DD Crow instead of Burial from a different dimension, and I lost because he top deck Junk Synchron. Went into Junk Warrior for game. Yeah. If he didn't do that, I might have won. And then I misplayed the second game because I had Giant Treat in my hand, forgot to play it before I dropped Daddy. You bottomlessed it. Would have won that one also. Alright, and then you also add in Allure of Darkness, more draw power. I really wish I had Burial from a different dimension before the regional, like, because I got this out of Lost Sanctuary, which was 2 days after the regional. I'm loving Burial from a different dimension. Just any monsters that you've used up or your opponent like removes with like DD Crow or Soul Release or whatever they sided against, you put it back with Burial from a different dimension. It's just really useful. There have been 2 instances where I've had like less than 3 darks in my graveyard, and then I use Burial, put it so I have exactly 3 and drop dead. Burial is really good in Twilight. And then Monster Reincarnation. And that's what you put in for the Twilight version. And I guess I can go into the extra deck right now. This one you also kind of vary up a little bit depending. This is the Twilight version of the extra deck. There's 3 cards in here I would take out. Decisive Armor is just a generic level 10 if you need it. Agents might become pretty good, so this might be nice to put in against them. Mistworm. Yeah, I still don't have a Trishula. So, Colossal Fighter. So I would fit Trishula in here if I had it, obviously. 2 Dark End Dragon. One of them is kind of a placeholder for Scrap, so I don't have that either, but Dark End is really good either way. I've only ever been able to get double Dark End out once, but I did win that game. Dark End is awesome because he doesn't destroy the card, he just sends it to the graveyard. So he laughs at a lot of things. He laughs at Scraps, he laughs at Magatama, and just a lot of stuff. Okay, so 2 Dark End, 2 Stardust, 1 Thought Ruler, and I feel like an idiot because I just realized today that I misread Thought Ruler. I was under the impression that he pierces, and he doesn't. But he does gain life points, and he can't be targeted by a spell or trap, so that's always a nice effect. But yeah, I was overestimating Thought Ruler. He's still really good, though. Uh, Arcanite. That's because you got Gale and Chaos Sorcerer and all that. Arcanite's really easy. So one of my personal favorites: summon Chaos Sorcerer, remove a monster, summon Glow Up Bulb, go into Arcanite, destroy two of your opponent's cards, mill for Glow Up Bulb, go into Stardust. Two Black Rose. It's always safe to have two. Scrap Archfiend. This is my alternate level 7. Brino. Gaianite. And Ally just Castor. I don't have Hyper Librarian either, considering getting a subscription for Shonen Jump if they're still doing if they still have Hyper Librarians in stock. Otherwise, I'll feel pretty upset when I get the magazine and realize that they don't have Hyper Librarian. But yeah, I would take out the Dark Ends and the Arcanite for other stuff if you're going pure. To be honest, the deck doesn't need Hyper Librarian. You don't synchro that often anyway. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother with Hyper Librarian probably. So I guess I can go into the side deck. This is also my side deck built for Twilight, although from looks at it, just throw in DD Crow and it could probably work for pure too. 2 Consecrated Light. I put this in over Shadow of Imprisoning Mirror because there's more Blackwings at my locals and there's no Grave Keepers at all. So I just do Consecrated over Shadow Imprisoning right now. If I went to a regional, I'd probably switch it out with Shadow Imprisoning because I have more problems with Gravekeeper. 2 Effect Veiler, just pretty awesome card in a lot of situations. 2 Kinetic, Anti-Sam, Anti-Light Hero. King Tiger, Anti-Frogs, Anti 6 Sam, Anti what is it? Anti plants, yeah, plants, that's it. King Tiger just craps over a lot of it. I especially started in King Tiger for frogs because I realized at the regional that I forgot my King Tiger, and things might have gone different if I had my King Tiger with me. 4 off from my invite because they gave out invites to the top 48 and I was 52nd. Did best out of everyone who was up for my locals who went there. 2 Puppet Plant stops Sam's, stops Light Hero, and my personal favorite, this fights against Gravekeepers because it says Warrior or Spellcaster. And I didn't notice that until I read it on Pojo, and I was like, wow, can't believe that. So yeah, 2 Puppet Plant. 2 Nobleman, also for Gravekeepers, and I guess a little bit of plants because they tend to set a lot too. I also sided this against my friend who runs Stallburn. Zombie World, since the type of the monsters in the field and on the in the graveyard and on the field doesn't bother me, and because this laughs at a lot of decks also. It laughs at plants because you can't activate Lone Fire while Zombie World's on the field. Because Lone Fire says tribute a plant, and if all the monsters on the field are zombies, which I believe this says, yeah, all monsters on the field in the graveyard become zombies. If you do that, you can't use Lone Fire Blossom. So yeah, Zombie World. I mainly put it in for frogs though because it means they can't tribute summon any of their monarchs because none of them are zombies. I think Dark Dust Spirit is a zombie though, so that might be how they could get around that. Let's see, kind of fights against agents and gravekeepers because it's a field spell. Kill it for kill their Necro Alley with it. So yeah, Zombie World's interesting. 1 Chain Disappearance because I only have 1, but this crapped over a lot of cards. Also, same thing as King Tiger. And 2 Malevolent Catastrophe because I hate heavy back rows. Gravekeepers, Infernities, Glad Beasts, anything that runs a huge back row, I hate. So I sided in 2 Malevolent Catastrophe. I think, yeah, X-Saber does big back row also. I think. I don't remember. But yeah, that's the entire side deck. So that's the deck. You can do the pure version, Twilight version, doesn't matter. Both are pretty consistent. I've been doing Twilight and been like wrecking at my locals outside of a few people who I can't beat. But so thanks for watching this and I'll see you next time.